Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to automate Leonardo AI. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not new, welcome also. We created a bunch of videos around Midjourney automation, Midjourney creation. We even showed different Midjourney automation tools that can help you through the process automating Midjourney so you don't actually have to worry about, well, going out there, typing up prompts, making those prompts automatically create images for you. You don't have to sit there and essentially manually do it, but you can have it automatically created, kind of like what you're seeing here on the screen. The beautiful thing about this is that you can also do automation with Leonardo AI. Now, Leonardo AI works a little bit differently than Midjourney, right? If you've seen my channel, right, and I'll just kind of actually search it here while we're talking. If you've seen my channel, and I'll pull it up, we've made those Midjourney videos, but Midjourney has its own kind of style to automation. You have to keep in mind things like throttling. You have to keep in mind things like how many fast hours you have, the paid plan that you have. All these kind of things matter. And in fact, we actually showed how to automate certain things. So if you look through the channel, like this video right here, the tag the stock photo scanner tool, right, where it says tag super fast. This video right here showed you, or I showed you essentially the one of the tools, not from this list, of course, but one of the tools that allows me to tag images without me typing my keywords. Now, people might say, tag images? What are you talking about, tag images? For stock photography, of course. See, what I do is I take images created by Leonardo, by Midjourney, and maybe into the future any other kind of AI tool, which I have been testing a few, but AI tools that create images, and I take those images and sell them. A lot of people take images and sell them on something like Redbubble, TeePublic, and that's a beautiful thing. It's a great thing. It's profitable at times, but also selling those very same images on stock photography sites. But not to digress or not to switch what we're talking about here, there are different videos that we've produced teaching you how to do automation with Midjourney, as I said. This video right here was a 40-minute video that we broke down where I was creating essentially thousands of images purely through automation, through upscaling, through creating, and literally just having to click 3 or 4 buttons to make that happen. I can walk away from the computer completely and it will sit there and automate images for me on Midjourney. Beautiful thing, right? Well, I can do the same thing here on Leonardo. So let's actually get into it. Here I'm on Leonardo AI, and like I said, the normal way to do this is you take a prompt, right? You type it in. So here I might type in sunrise, right? And I might hit generate and it will sit there and generate an image for me. And that's perfectly fine if you're into that kind of thing. But sometimes you might want to speed things up, right? You might want to have essentially a automation assistant, a virtual assistant for you. Somebody that you might hire that will sit there and create images for you all day. But instead, you don't need to hire anybody. Hiring somebody can cost, $300 to $500 a month, especially from if they're overseas, if they're local in your country, first world country, that could cost a couple $1,000 a month to hire somebody. So what's something else that you could do? Well, you can, like I said, use an automation tool. So I already installed the automation tool. It's called the DaVinci Automator. I'll leave a link in the description where you can get this. And I'll also leave a link in the description to the other video where I showed how to install any of these various tools, because the installation is all the same. So if you're watching this video right here, right now, and that's something you want to do in the future is automate Leonardo, the installation is obviously part of the game. You have to install the tool to be able to use it, and I already put videos out there of me installing these kind of tools, and I showed it. So you can click, like, for example, this video right here, I'll leave the link in the description, or you could just read the instructions on how to actually install. I won't go through it today, but the information is in here, okay? But anyways, the way that it works is the first thing you need to do is you need to have a list of prompts, okay? So where can you get your list of prompts? You can go to ChatGPT and you can generate them. So how do you create your list of prompts? The first thing you need to do is you need to think of an idea. So what do I want to create for? Now, if you have to ask yourself, what is the purpose of me creating? Am I going to take these images and my main focus, my main goal is to sell them on Society6, for example? Or am I going to create stock photography? For me, it's stock photography. Now, with stock photography, in the Superstock AI course, you can go to superstockai.com. You can go to superstockai.com/course. I've highly recommended that there shouldn't be one singular niche that you focus on. You want to add as much content as possible to your portfolios because at the end of the day, there are different people who are in demand for different things, right? So here, I'm going to stick with this kind of style. iPhone wallpaper, a keyword that will be switched here, close-up, Fujifilm, photography. I'm going to stick with just this, right? These are going to be the style of prompts. And the only word that I want changed in between these prompts is like this keyword. It's something that I'm perfectly fine with, right? So I'm going to take this prompt here and I'm going to go to my chat GPT. I'm going to say, please create a bunch of prompts for a image generator that are stock photography based photos, are produced. Let me go ahead and fix this. That are produced for with the prompt, and then I'm going to take this, put it right here, and then what I'm going to do is in parentheses, I'm going to put these the word sunrise in parentheses. Let me go ahead and move this over here. All right. Now you guys don't have to use this exact prompt style, but if you want to do this to test on your local machine once you do this, you can do the same. But only thing is change the word sunrise to a word or a few words that will create a different image each time. List out these prompts, and in between each prompt, please add a slash, okay, symbol. And please create 10 prompts, okay? Do not number them, all right? And while we're waiting here, if you want to see how the prompt list can look like other than just this, is you can head over to the web page, right, where the tool is listed. And if you look here at the top, there is a section that says download this template text file for your prompts for automation. You should follow this format. So if we click on it, it will take us to this page here. And this is the format that we should look at. So essentially you have a prompt followed by a slash, prompt followed by a slash, prompt followed by a slash, etc. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to open up that text file. I actually have it right here, and I'm just going to copy and paste these here. I'm not even going to look into this too much. Actually, I just saw it, but I'm going to take this just like this. I'm going to copy it, right? I'm going to head over to the text file. I'm going to delete everything in it, and I'm going to paste it, okay? I'm going to hit File, and I'm going to hit Save. So should be here, save, great. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to now my application on Leonardo AI. I'll refresh my page, and now I'm going to take a look at the settings that I have on my Leonardo AI account. Okay, so I'm not sure why this is reloading like this. It's taking a little bit while. All right, there we go. We're back in the game. And I'll just make sure my settings are the way I want them. So for example, if I want to have an iPhone wallpaper style, I might try to make it like a ratio size of like 9:16, 9:16. So I might try to increase my height slightly. I don't have to hit exactly, the number. I could even sit here and test the different sizes. I might want this a little bit longer. It's just something custom, of what I want. If I want to really play with the ratio size, I can play with this, like for example right here. And I can test this just, as a curiosity right here, just to make sure everything flows well. And then once I'm happy with my settings, from photoreal to alchemy to all these kind of different settings, I'm going to go over here into cinematic, and I'm going to choose a setting that I like. And I'm actually going to choose bokeh right here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this button right here. I'm going to hit choose file, and I'm going to select that very text file, which happens to be right here, and I'm going to select open. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my settings, and just for the sake, these are not the settings that I recommend. The people who have the course know what I recommend, but for the settings here, I'm just going to do something just for YouTube here. Like I said, this is not what I recommend publicly. People who have the course know what I'm going to recommend. But anyways, I'll set from 1 second to 12 seconds here, and I will hit start. Okay, and what this is going to do is I'm not even going to be moving my arrow. I'm not going to be typing anything. This is exactly what it's going to be doing. It's going to be taking these prompts and submitting them on my behalf. So if I want to go out for a walk, if I want to do a workout, if I want to just sit and watch TV, or even if I want to be on a different web page, I can do that without having to sit here and create images. Now, it's different if I do want to go on a different web page. What I would do is I would actually separate this right here from everything else on my computer. So you can see here it's still publishing images. I can sit here in a different tab, maybe do some other work or do whatever I want to do, and watch YouTube videos, whatever I want while this thing is working. But it's very, very important that I don't touch anything in here. Okay, now you could see here I got this error. It says maximum pending generations. There's a reason behind this. It's because of the settings that I set in the application. They're not the optimal settings, which once again, I have certain settings that I recommend in the course. I won't be recommending them here. You can test your own settings if you want to, if you don't have the course. But if you have the course, just log in. You'll find where that information is. And if you've already seen the course, then you kind of know what I would recommend. But anyways, the settings that you have is relatively important, especially if you're going to be doing this for a longer period of time and you want to create many, many generations over time. Now, I'm going to be scrolling down here, and we can actually see some of the different creations. So here it says iPhone wallpaper, desert sands, close-up Fujifilm photography. Okay, here we go. Here we have what seems to be like a forest. Here we have a misty forest. All right, here we have snowy mountains. Now, the important thing here, guys, is that these images were all created first off by AI. So ChatGPT gave me these prompts, and I put them in, right? Or that software put them in. I technically didn't do anything, right? The second thing is that it saves time. I could sit here and do it manually. It's not hard for me to do that. But I have other things that require my attention. And me personally, the way I look at things is I look at things from an economical point of view. If I'm making, let's just say, and I'm just going to throw a number out here. Let's say I'm making $200 a day, right? And I'm using these numbers here because these are close to what you guys are making, right? So let's say I'm making $200 a day. Would it be wise for me to sit here and do a $5 task or a $2 task or a $1 task? The answer is no. And how do I come up with this $1 task or $5 task? Well, the reality is that how much does this software tool cost? The software tool costs $30. So if this thing was to work for me the whole entire day, right, what would be the amount of hours that it would be working for me, or what is the amount of pay that I would pay it to work for me? Essentially $1. Because if I own it for 30 days, right, because you pay monthly for the tool, and you pay $30, that means you're paying it $1 to do all the work for you. So what's more valuable, me going out there and figuring out other ways to make money while this sits here and works basically the whole entire day for me for the cost of $1 a day, or me replacing the tool, sitting there and doing $1 a day worth of tasks? So for me, like I said, it's an economical point of view. If I'm making $200 a day, it wouldn't make sense for me to put that $200 a day to the side and then sit there and work on something that cost $1 a day, right? I would want a machine to automate it for me. And you can see here, out of all the different lists of prompts, these were the ones were submitted, obviously, because of the timing. The timing always comes into play. You have to know how to pick the right timing for your proper tool for your right situation. Once again, all that information is in the course. If you've already seen the course, then you already know this information, but it's not new to you. But the point is that this is going to save me time. That's why I personally use these things. A lot of people might sit here and mention to me, well, why would you use a software when you could sit there and do it yourself? Well, because I have so many other things I need to do. I get paid more money for those other things. So for me, parting ways with $30 is really not much at all for a tool like this. It can create me hundreds, if not thousands of images. I'll go in, I'll have all those images downloaded, and that's one part of the job that I don't have to do. You see what I'm saying? So the less I have to do, the better. But that's essentially how it's automated, and I can automate lists as high or as low as I want. Obviously, the only constraint are my timing, in this case, and my tokens. So if you are in if you're using Leonardo AI, you have a token count, which is different to Midjourney. So if you see my other videos, which I had the link available, but I closed it now. No, I didn't. Now, hold on, let me pull it up. If you've seen my other videos, like this Midjourney video, with Midjourney, you don't have a token count. You have fast hours, and the setup behind Midjourney is much different. The idea is you don't want to use your fast hours right away. You want to use them towards the very end, but you want to go on to relax mode, and you want to use an automation tool that way for it to create hundreds and thousands of images for you over time, and then finally, right, use your fast hours before the month is over. That's kind of the way that it ideally would work. In this case, right, it's not like you have the traditional Midjourney setup. You have a token setup. So the amount of tokens you have is the amount of tokens that you use. So that's essentially how it would work. But a lot of people, they'll pay for their subscription and they'll just do nothing with it because for them it's too monotonous to sit there and actually do the work. All right, so that's really what it comes down to. Also, in terms of investment, you got to think, how much am I getting paid from these strategies and how much am I making? So let me put things into perspective. It costs $30 a month. I already mentioned how, it will essentially work the whole entire day for you, and that will effectively cost you $1 because $30 a month, 30 days in a month, you break that down per day, that's $1 cost a day. But aside from just that, right? Aside from that, you got to think of it this way. Every single time you sell one image, that one image on Adobe stock can, let's just say, make you anywhere from 33 cents at the very low, maybe even 27 cents at the lowest. I doubt that it will go lower, but it really just depends on what plan somebody has, all the way up to like $1 plus, okay? So if I was just to say, let's just throw out a number here where I'm making 99 cents an image. And of course, not all my images make 99 cents, but let's just put that out there. If I made 75 cents, 99 cents, by selling one image, right, I can essentially pay almost for that entire day's worth of work for that machine, right? Assuming that I made no money elsewhere, which, obviously if you're in this game, you're probably making money elsewhere, right? In this AI, computer, print on demand, Adobe stock, passive income type thing, you're probably making money elsewhere. So if you're not making money elsewhere, right, and you sell just one photo, that equates to almost 1 day's worth of work of the machine. But the machine can produce you hundreds and thousands, depending on, like I said, what Midjourney account, etc. What Leonardo account you have, right? It can produce for you that whole day's worth of work, which can equate to hundreds, if not thousands of images. So then the question is, okay, you're essentially trading one image's worth of sales, sometimes 2 or 3, for essentially hundreds of images that are being produced, or thousands. Is that a good trade-off? The answer is absolutely, right? If I take one image that sold and it made me 99 cents, and I take that 99 cents in kind of like a metaphorical kind of term, but indirectly, I'm taking that 99 cents, I'm investing it in the tool, then it makes sense for me to then pay for the tool, right? And then generate tens of thousands on the back end, right? And I mean tens of thousands of images, which will then create hundreds and thousands of dollars, and the cycle repeats itself. So that's kind of the way I rationalize things for this tool. Not everybody thinks the same way I do. Not everybody has the same perspective I do, and it's all welcomed, of course. But I'm just sharing my perspective on how I can rationalize it, because I do get questions of people saying, "Well, why would you invest in this when you could do it yourself?" Or things like that, which obviously time and money is of the essence for me. I would much rather part ways with my money and gain more time to do other things that could potentially be more profitable or figure out other ways to make more money. So this is just one of those things where I believe in diversification of assets and income of the highest level. And for me, Adobe Stock, VectEasy, FreePick, 123RF, all these different sites that I can upload to, that's a diversification at its core. Instead of me just creating one image and expecting that one image to make me money, I can upload tens of thousands of images. And instead of uploading tens of thousands of images on one site, I can upload tens of thousands on multiple sites, which is diversification. And in the same notion, right, instead of just doing stock photography, I can do other businesses as well. So what I'm really doing is I'm stacking different sources of income. And each image produced, whether it's this image, right, you never never know what image could really pop off and make you hundreds of dollars over time. And I've said this before, I'm never really looking for one image to be a winner for me or a superhero. What I'm looking for is that image to do its part, which is get a sale here and there. If I accumulate tens of thousands of images, right, then I'm accumulating a lot of income over time. My goal is not to make one business the thing that saves me. It's one of the biggest mistakes I see people make in any kind of passive income field, where they label one business as their end-all be-all, the thing that's going to completely save them. Although this business could, if you fully dedicate yourself to it, fully dedicate your financial resources to it, figure out how to scale it, things like that. But the idea is that diversification is key when it comes to the pursuit of passive income. A lot of the times, if people want passive income, they look at it kind of the wrong way and they're depending on it, and it becomes now an active source of income. For me, it's not an active source. I just have my images created, with low effort as possible, and I simply move on to other businesses. And once again, it's another source in the system, and that's the way I look at things. Obviously, once again, not everybody looks at these businesses the same way I do. I'm just here to offer my point of view and my side of things, and hopefully you guys enjoyed, all right? If you have questions, leave them in the comments down below. I'll talk to you guys soon. All the links will be in the description, resources for the course that I offer, the Super Stock AI, which is just a library of information that I've kind of experienced over time with stock photography, also the tool, all these kind of things, all right? I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Bye.